So before I picked up my Barrina CX91 5-tier stand, I had no idea how much my plants were struggling indoors. And if you're here, you're probably trying to figure out the same thing. Are indoor grow lights actually worth it, or is it just a hype? A quick heads up, if you want to check out the exact setup that we're going to be talking about while you watch, I left the link right down below so you can learn more about it and also check out the product and follow along. But let's get into this. So I tried a few different indoor light setups before this, and I'll be showing you those in a second. Bulbs, strips, even window setups. And the biggest issue that I always had was always the same. Uneven light, plants leading, and honestly, just a mess to manage. But that's what made me start looking towards this Barrina CX91, because it's not just a grow light, it's a 5-tier system for your indoor plants so they can grow. When I first put this together and I started getting things set up, this looked so much more than just a stand. It actually looked clean. Like, this doesn't just look like a science experiment in your house. It looks like something you actually want in your space. Setup was straightforward. Everything is pre-designed to fit together, and each level has its own light strip, which matters more than you think because consistency is everything with plants. So here's what makes this different from most setups. Each shelf gets direct full spectrum light. No guessing, no rotating plants constantly, and that's because it's stacked vertically. You're getting way more growing space without taking over your entire room. This is where I started noticing a big shift. My herbs, greens, and even smaller plants, like they were actually starting to survive. They were actually making it past germinating. They were actually growing evenly. If you're somebody who's been piecing together random grow lights and it's not working, trust me, I get it. This is one of those setups that just simplifies everything. I left the exact model number I'm using below if you want to see the specs or the pricing. After a few days, I started noticing some things. Plants weren't stretching towards the light anymore. They weren't being leggy. Growth looked more consistent, and I didn't have to keep adjusting anything. That last part was big for me because most setups require constant tweaking, and I need simple. This one, you kind of set it up and just let it run. So let's bring us back to camera and break this down honestly. What I like, it's clean, it's an organized setup. Full coverage lightings on all shelves. Save space versus spreading the plants everywhere throughout your house. You don't have to worry about that with this unit. But we also got to talk about some things that I am not the biggest fan of, things I don't like. You do need a dedicated spot for it. And that's one of those things that I had to adjust to. Well worth it, but they just want to get you prepared. It's more of a system than a quick fix. And yes, it is an investment compared to basic lights. But here's the thing, you're not piecing things together anymore. This is really for two types of people. Someone serious about growing indoors, or someone tired of guessing why their plants aren't doing well. If you're someone that's casually throwing plants in a windowsill, you probably don't need this. But if you're someone who's actually trying to consistently grow indoors, this is definitely the setup for you. So the final verdict, are these the best grow lights of 2026? Please forgive my babies, they are resting right now. For a structured, all-in-one growing setup like this, the Barrina CX91 is one of the most practical options that I purchased. It removes guesswork, it organizes everything, and it actually delivers consistent results. And if you want to check it out, the link's right down below where you can check the current pricing and bundles that Barrina has going. And real quick, are you a person who's just getting started gardening, or have you been doing it for a long time now? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious about where you're at. If this helped you make a decision, like and subscribe. I got lots more to share, but thank you for taking the time to watch this. YouTube thinks you'll like this video next.